Mia Chen collapsed in the back of the diner, phone pressed to her ear. Please, there has to be another way. No other way, the lawyer said. Your father's will is clear. Marry by your 30th birthday, or the trust goes to your cousin. That's tomorrow. But I'm not even dating anyone. Then find someone, fast. Mia hung up, started crying. A customer appeared. Tall, kind eyes, a little girl holding his hand. Are you okay? I need a husband by tomorrow, or I lose everything. The man stared at her, then said four words that changed her life. I'll marry you. Mia Chen, 29 years old, 364 days, had spent the past decade working as a waitress. I'll contest it. I can't believe this is happening, Mia said. Neither can I. But sometimes desperate times call for desperate measures. Thank you, seriously, you're saving my life. You're saving mine too, trust me. Lily tugged on Mia's apron. Are you going to be my new mommy? Just for a little while, sweetheart, is that okay? I guess. As long as you're nice to Daddy. I promise I'll be nice to Daddy. Ethan gave Mia his number. Text me tomorrow morning. We'll figure out logistics. Okay, and Ethan? You can try, but it'll take years and you'll likely lose. The will is ironclad. Yeah? Thank you for believing me, for helping, for being crazy enough to do this. Thank you for offering to split it evenly. You didn't have to do that. Yes, I did. This is a partnership. Partnerships are 50-50. After they left, Mia stood in the diner hallway, processing. She was getting married tomorrow, to a stranger. This was insane, but it was also her only option. And something about Ethan felt right, safe, trustworthy. Maybe this wouldn't be a disaster. For the past year, Mia had tried to date, to find someone, anyone. Maybe, just maybe it would work. But between working double shifts at the diner and caring for her sick mother, there was no time. Her mother had passed away 3 months ago, leaving Mia completely alone. And tomorrow was her 30th birthday. She had 24 hours to find a husband, or lose her father's entire estate. $7 million gone. The money could change her life. Pay off her mother's medical debt, let her go to college, start over. But she had no one to marry. Not because she wanted to, because she had to. She'd been holding it together all day, serving customers, smiling, pretending everything was fine. Then the lawyer called during her break. This is your last reminder. Tomorrow at midnight, if you're not married, the trust transfers to Derek. I know. Have you found someone? No. Then I suggest you hurry. Mia had collapsed in the back hallway, started sobbing. This was impossible. She couldn't just find a husband in 24 hours. Could she? Her father had been wealthy, real estate developer, worth millions. She heard footsteps, looked up. A man stood there, mid-30s, handsome, concerned. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, holding his hand. Are you okay? He asked gently. I'm fine, sorry. I'll get back to your table. You're clearly not fine. Mia wiped her eyes. Really, I'm okay, just a bad day. The little girl spoke up. Daddy says it's okay to cry. Crying helps. Despite everything, Mia smiled. Your daddy's smart. I'm Ethan, the man said. This is my daughter, Lily. I'm Mia, your waitress. Who's having a breakdown? Sorry. But he'd been traditional, controlling. Believed women needed husbands to be complete. Don't apologize, everyone has bad days. Mine's worse than most. The words tumbled out before she could stop them. I need a husband by tomorrow or I lose everything. Ethan blinked. What? My father. He left his estate in a trust. But I can only access it if I'm married before my 30th birthday, which is tomorrow. That's unusual. That's controlling, but it's legal. And I'm out of time. Do you have anyone you could ask? I don't even have a boyfriend. I work 70 hours a week. My mom was sick for 2 years. I haven't dated in forever. Lily tugged on Ethan's sleeve. Daddy, can't you help? Sweetheart, this is complicated. So he'd written a will, left his entire estate in a trust for Mia, with one condition. But you always help people. You said helping is important. Ethan looked at his daughter, then at Mia. Something passed over his face. How much money are we talking about? $7 million. Ethan's eyes widened. That's significant. It would change my life, pay off my mom's medical debt, let me go to school, actually have a future. And if you don't marry by tomorrow, my cousin Derek gets everything. He's awful, greedy, didn't even come to my mom's funeral. Ethan was quiet for a long moment, thinking. I'll marry you. She had to marry before her 30th birthday. Mia stared. What? I'll marry you tomorrow. We'll get it annulled after you get the money. You're joking. I'm not. You need a husband. I'm available. You don't even know me. I know you're desperate. I know you're working yourself to exhaustion. I know you need help. He smiled gently. And my daughter's right. Helping is important. But why would you do this? What's in it for you? Honestly, I need money too. Single dad, teacher's salary, barely making rent. If you're willing to share some of that trust, we could both benefit. Mia's mind raced. This was insane. Marry a stranger? But what choice did she have? If she didn't, everything went to her cousin Derek, who'd been circling like a vulture for years. How much would you want? Whatever you think is fair. I'm not greedy, just struggling. 50-50? Ethan's jaw dropped. That's $3.5 million. You're saving my life. That's worth half. That's too much. It's what's fair. You marry me. We wait until the trust transfers. Then we split it and annul the marriage. Lily was watching them with wide eyes. Are you going to marry Daddy? Maybe. Would that be okay with you? Are you nice? Mia had laughed when the lawyer first read the will. That's ridiculous. He can't do that. I try to be. Do you like kids? I do. Okay, you can marry Daddy. Ethan laughed despite himself. Lily, it's not that simple. Daddy, the lady needs help. You always say we should help people. She's right, Mia said. You should listen to your daughter. Ethan looked at Mia seriously. You're sure about this? We just met. We'd be legally married. For a few months until everything's settled. Then we annul it and go our separate ways. What if your cousin contests it, claims it's fraud? He can, and he did. The will just says, I have to be married. It doesn't say for how long. As long as we're actually married when I turn 30, I get the trust. Ethan thought about his cramped apartment, his student loans, the way he sometimes couldn't afford Lily's school supplies. $3.5 million would change everything. Okay, I'll do it. Really? Really, but we need ground rules. This is business, not romance. Agreed, purely business. We get married tomorrow. Wait for the trust to transfer. Then annul. Exactly. They shook hands, a strange formal gesture. Mia texted Ethan at 6 a.m. Lily insisted we dress up. Said weddings are important. You didn't have to do this so fast, Ethan said, staring at his bank account. A deal's a deal. Thank you, seriously, this changes everything for us. For me too. They paid off their debts. Mia cleared her mother's medical bills. Ethan paid his student loans. We're free, Ethan said. We are, so now what? Now we live, really live, not just survive. Mia enrolled in college. Business school. Something she'd always wanted. Ethan started writing. A novel he'd been planning for years. Lily handed Mia a small bouquet. I got you flowers. Brides need flowers. They should have filed for annulment. Started the process. But neither brought it up. Weeks turned into months. They fell into a routine. Comfortable, easy, real. This is nice, Lily said at dinner one night. What is, Mia asked. Having a family again. I missed having a mom. Ethan and Mia looked at each other. Guilty. This was temporary. They were lying to a 6-year-old. Later, after Lily was asleep, they discussed it. We need to tell her, Ethan said, that this is temporary. I know, but how do we explain that to a 6-year-old? Mia's eyes filled with tears. Thank you, sweetheart. They're beautiful. Carefully, honestly. What if it hurts her? It will, but lying hurts more. Mia felt tears building. I don't want to hurt her. I love her. Ethan looked at her sharply. You do? Of course, she's amazing. How could I not? She loves you too. They stared at each other, the air thick with unsaid things. Ethan, we need to talk about this, about us. I know. Are you sad? This was supposed to be business, temporary, but it doesn't feel temporary anymore. No, it doesn't. So what do we do? Ethan moved closer. What do you want to do? I want this to be real, not just a legal arrangement, real. Me too. He kissed her, not quick this time, slow, deep, real. When they pulled apart, Mia was crying. Why are you crying? Because I'm happy. Because this is insane. Because I married a stranger for money and fell in love with him. No, happy tears. You love me? I think I do. Is that crazy? Completely crazy, Ethan grinned. I love you too. We're idiots. The best kind of idiots. They made love that night. Not as strangers playing married. As husband and wife who'd chosen each other. They went inside, filled out paperwork, waited their turn. Are you nervous? Ethan asked. Terrified. You? Same. I've done this before. It didn't end well. You're divorced? Still in? Or did you come to your senses? Widowed. Lily's mom passed away 3 years ago. I'm so sorry. It's okay. Well, not okay, but we're managing. They were called into the judge's chambers. Simple ceremony, no frills. Do you, Ethan James Carter, take Mia Chen to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. Do you, Mia Chen, take Ethan James Carter to be your lawfully wedded husband? Mia hesitated. This was it. The point of no return. I do. By the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. His response came immediately. Still in. Meet at courthouse at 10. They looked at each other awkwardly. We don't have to, Mia started. Ethan kissed her, quick, chaste, legal. But something sparked, unexpected, unsettling. They pulled apart quickly. Congratulations, the judge said. You're married. They signed the papers. Officially Mr. and Mrs. Carter. Outside, Lily jumped up and down. You're married. Does that mean Mia lives with us now? Ethan and Mia exchanged glances. They hadn't discussed this. About that, Mia said. I have my own apartment. See you there. But married people live together, Lily said seriously. That's the rule. She's right, Ethan said. If your cousin investigates, we need to look married. Living together would help. I can't just move in with you. Why not? It's temporary. And it'll make the story more believable. Mia thought about her tiny studio apartment, her awful landlord, the rent she could barely afford. Okay, but I'm paying half the rent. No need. You're already giving me $3 million. 3.5. And we're supposed to be married. Married people share expenses. They went to Mia's apartment, packed her essentials. She didn't have much. Ethan's apartment was small, 2-bedroom, modest but clean, homey. Mia got ready in a daze, wore a simple white dress, not a wedding dress, just a dress that happened to be white. You can have my room, Ethan offered. I'll take the couch. Absolutely not. I'm not kicking you out of your bed. Then we'll figure it out, together. Over the next week, they established a routine. Mia worked at the diner. Ethan taught. They tag-teamed Lily's care. This is weird, Mia said one evening after Lily was asleep. What is? Paicho, playing house with a stranger? I'm not a stranger anymore. I'm your husband. Temporary husband. Still counts. This wasn't a real wedding, just a legal transaction. They were sitting on the couch, watching TV, comfortable, domestic. Can I ask you something? Ethan said. Sure. Why didn't you fight your father's will harder? Seems unfair. Because he was sick when he wrote it. Brain tumor. Not thinking clearly. I didn't want to dishonor his memory by fighting it. That's kind of you. Or stupid, depending on perspective. Not stupid, kind. Mia felt something warm in her chest. Can I ask you something? Fair's fair. She arrived at the courthouse at 9:45. Ethan was already there, wearing a suit. Lily in a cute dress. Why did you really agree to this? The money helps, I know. But it's more than that. Ethan was quiet. Lily. After my wife passed away, Lily stopped talking. For 6 months. Just shut down. The grief was too much. That must have been terrifying. It was. We did therapy, medication, everything. Then one day she started talking again. Know what she said? What? So she said, Daddy, you're sad. I want to help. This 6-year-old was trying to take care of me instead of processing her own grief. Oh, Ethan. I realized I'd been so focused on my grief that I wasn't seeing hers. We got through it together. But it taught me something. Helping others heals us too. When you said you needed help, Lily reminded me of that lesson. So you're helping me to teach Lily about helping others. And to help myself. I've been stuck. Working, surviving, not really living. This feels like a chance to change that. You look nice, Ethan said. With $3 million. With hope. The money's just a bonus. They sat in comfortable silence. I like you, Mia said suddenly. I like you too. This complicates things. Does it have to? We're supposed to annul this. Go our separate ways. We will, when the time comes. But until then, why can't we be friends? Friends who are legally married and living together. So do you, very wedding-like. Exactly. Lily appeared in the doorway, rubbing her eyes. I had a bad dream. Come here, sweetheart. Ethan opened his arms. Lily climbed onto the couch, snuggled between them. Can Mia give me a hug too? Of course, Mia said, wrapping her arms around Lily. They sat like that. A makeshift family, temporary but real. Mia felt something shift. This wasn't just business anymore. The trust transferred 2 weeks after the wedding. $7 million, officially Mia's. She immediately split it with Ethan. $3.5 million each. 3 months into their marriage, Derek showed up. Derek's face hardened. I'm not a vulture, I'm family. Derek stormed out, furious, defeated. Outside the courthouse, reporters waited. This case had become news. Ms. Chen, how does it feel to win? Exhausting, validating, grateful. Do you regret how you met your husband? Never, he saved my life. And I'd do it all again. Mr. Carter, do you love your wife? More than anything. They went home, exhausted, relieved, free. That evening, they had a real ceremony. Just the three of them. Family doesn't circle estates hoping for people to fail, Ethan said coldly. Wrote their own vows, chose each other, again. I, Mia Chen, choose you, Ethan Carter. Not because I have to, because I want to. You're my partner, my friend, my love. Thank you for taking a chance on a desperate waitress. I, Ethan Carter, choose you, Mia Chen. Not for money, not for convenience, but because you're the best thing that's ever happened to me. You made me believe in love again. Lily insisted on her own vow. I choose you both, as my family, forever. They sealed it with a kiss, a real one, the beginning of their real marriage. I'm just making sure Mia's marriage is real, not some fraud to steal my inheritance. It was never your inheritance, Mia snapped. It was my father's money. He chose to leave it to me, with conditions, which you barely met. Married a stranger, convenient timing. I married for love. 3 months ago, you didn't even know him. Now you're in love? Please. Lily appeared. Why is that mean man yelling at Mommy? Derek's eyes narrowed. Mommy? How touching. She's not your real mother. Don't, Ethan said dangerously. Don't talk to my daughter. Mia's cousin. The one who'd been circling the estate like a vulture. Derek smiled nastily. I'm contesting the trust. Filing a lawsuit. Claiming fraud. We'll see what a judge thinks of your convenient marriage. He left. Mia collapsed on the couch. He's going to investigate us. Find out we married for money. I'll lose everything. No, you won't. We're actually married. That's all the will required. But it was fraud, technically. We married for money, not love. We married for money. We stayed for love. That's different. Will a judge see it that way? We'll make them see it that way. The lawsuit was filed 2 weeks later, claiming Mia had committed fraud, married solely to access the trust. They hired a lawyer, prepared their defense. He knocked on their door on a Saturday morning. This is going to get ugly, the lawyer warned. They'll dig into everything, your marriage, your finances, your relationship. Let them dig, Ethan said. We have nothing to hide. But they did have things to hide. The original plan, the arrangement, the 50-50 split. We need to be honest, Mia said one night. Tell the lawyer everything. If we tell them we married for money, we lose. If we lie and they find out, we lose anyway. And we go to jail for perjury. Ethan knew she was right. Okay, we tell the truth. They told their lawyer everything, the arrangement, the deadline, the split. The lawyer was quiet for a long time. This is bad. This is very bad. Hello, cousin. Heard you got married. But we fell in love, Mia protested. It became real. When? Can you prove when you fell in love? They couldn't. There was no defining moment, just a gradual shift. This is going to court, the lawyer said, and you might lose. The trial date was set, 6 months away. Those 6 months were torture. Mia and Ethan's relationship strained under the pressure. What if we lose? Mia asked constantly. We won't. But what if we do? I'll have to pay back the money. I'll go bankrupt. Then we'll go bankrupt together. Mia's blood ran cold. Derek, what do you want? You shouldn't have to suffer because of me. Mia, stop. We're married. For real. Your problems are my problems. But the stress took its toll. They fought about money, about the case, about everything. Lily noticed. Why are you and Daddy sad? We're not sad, sweetheart. Yes, you are. You don't smile anymore. Mia started crying. I'm sorry. There's just a lot going on. Is the mean man going to take our money? He might try. That's not fair. It's your money. Just checking on you, making sure everything's legitimate. Life isn't always fair, sweetie. Then we'll fight, like in the movies. The good guys always win. If only it were that simple. The trial began on a gray Tuesday. Derek's lawyer was aggressive, painted Mia as a gold digger, Ethan as a con artist. Isn't it true you married Mia Chen solely for financial gain? Initially, yes. Gasps in the courtroom. But, Ethan continued, I fell in love with her. Really, truly in love. This marriage became real. How convenient. You fell in love after securing millions. I fell in love because I got to know her. Because she's kind, generous, amazing with my daughter. Money had nothing to do with those feelings. Ethan appeared behind Mia. Who's this? But it had everything to do with the marriage. The beginning of the marriage, yes, not the continuation. Derek's lawyer smirked. No further questions. Their lawyer tried to repair the damage. Called character witnesses, friends who'd seen them together. Lily's teacher who said Mia attended every parent-teacher conference. But the damage was done. During a recess, Mia broke down. We're going to lose. You don't know that. I do, they're right. We married for money. Everything else came after. That doesn't make it less real. It makes it fraud. Derek, my cousin, the one who'd inherit if I hadn't married. Ethan pulled her close. Listen to me. I don't care about the money. I care about you. About Lily. About our family. If we lose every penny, we'll still have each other. But you won't have the life you deserve. I have the life I deserve, with you. The trial lasted 2 weeks, finally closing arguments. Their lawyer stood. My clients are not perfect. They married under unusual circumstances. But love doesn't follow a timeline. It doesn't care about circumstances. It just is. Mia and Ethan met as strangers, married as partners, and became a family through choice. Every day they choose each other, choose to build a life together. That's not fraud. That's love. Yes, they married to fulfill the terms of a will, but they stayed married because they wanted to, because they built something real, something worth fighting for. Derek Chen is upset he lost an inheritance he was never entitled to. He's weaponizing the legal system out of spite. Don't let him destroy a real marriage because of his greed. The judge took a week to deliberate. That week was agony. Mia couldn't sleep, couldn't eat, just waited. The vulture. The morning of the verdict, Lily hugged her. It's okay, Mommy. We'll be okay no matter what. You're a smart kid. I know, Daddy tells me all the time. In court, the judge read the verdict. This case is complex. The plaintiffs have proven that the marriage began as a financial arrangement. However, the defendants have proven it evolved into a genuine relationship. While the circumstances are unusual, they are not illegal. Miss Chen met the terms of her father's will. She was married before her 30th birthday. The will did not specify love or permanence. I find in favor of the defendants. The trust transfer stands, case dismissed. Mia collapsed in relief. Ethan caught her. We won, she whispered. We won. 1 year after the trial, they bought a house. Why single parents? Ethan asked. Because you showed me how hard it is, how much support is needed. I want to help. Ethan finished his novel, got an agent, a publishing deal. You're going to be a published author, Mia cheered. Thanks to you, I could never have written this while working full-time. You wrote it. I just believed in you. Lily thrived, made friends, joined soccer, excelled in school. She's so happy, Mia observed, because she's loved by both of us. One evening, Lily asked, can we have a baby? Nothing extravagant, just a real home, with a yard, a room for Lily, an office for Ethan's writing. Mia nearly choked. What? A baby, so I can be a big sister. Mia and Ethan looked at each other. They'd never discussed this. That's a big decision, Ethan said carefully. But you love each other, and babies come from love, right? Right, but babies are also a lot of work. I'll help. I'm responsible. After Lily went to bed, they discussed it. Do you want another child? Mia asked. I don't know. I have Lily. I'm happy. But if you want one, this is ours, Mia said, standing in the empty living room. I don't know either. I never really thought about kids. Then Lily came into my life, and everything changed. We don't have to decide now. But Lily brought it up. We should at least consider it. They considered it for months, talked about logistics, finances, time. Finally, Mia said, I want to try, if you're willing. I'm willing. Let's make a baby. It took 6 months. Then Mia was pregnant. We're having a baby, Lily announced to everyone. I'm going to be a big sister. The pregnancy was smooth. Mia worked until her 8th month, then took leave. Their son was born on a snowy December night, 8 pounds, healthy, perfect. All ours. They named him David, after Mia's father, the man whose crazy will had brought them together. Do you think he'd be proud? Mia asked, holding David. I think he'd be thrilled. You're happy. That's all parents want. Lily was obsessed with David, helped with everything, bottles, diapers, rocking him to sleep. He's my baby, she'd say protectively. He's our baby, Mia corrected gently. Our family's baby. Exactly. 2 years after David was born, Ethan's book became a bestseller. I can't believe this, he said, staring at the sales numbers. I keep waiting to wake up, for this to be a dream. I can, you're talented. This is surreal. This is what you deserve. Mia's nonprofit grew, helped hundreds of single parents, provided childcare, job training, support. You're changing lives, Ethan told her. I'm paying forward what we were given, a chance. They were interviewed for a magazine about their unusual love story. So you married for money and stayed for love? The reporter asked. We married for survival, Mia corrected. We stayed because we built something real. Do you regret the circumstances? It's not a dream, it's our life. Never. Would I have chosen to meet Ethan under different circumstances? Maybe. But I wouldn't change how we met, because it led us here. What advice would you give couples? That love isn't always romantic. Sometimes it's practical. Sometimes it's a choice. And that's okay. The choice to stay is what makes it real. The article went viral. Their story resonated with thousands. People love an underdog story, Ethan said. We're not underdogs, we're survivors who got lucky. Lucky that you needed a husband, and I was crazy enough to volunteer. Lucky that Lily reminded you to help people. They looked at their daughter, now 10, smart, kind, wise beyond her years. She saved us both, Mia said. Lily ran through the empty rooms. My room is huge. Can I paint it purple? She did. Derek reached out 5 years after the trial. A simple email. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Grief and greed made me cruel. I see now that you and Ethan are really in love. I hope you're happy. Mia showed Ethan. Should I respond? Do you want to? I don't know. He hurt us, but he's family. Forgiveness is powerful, but it's also optional. Mia thought about it for days, finally responded. Thank you for the apology. It takes courage. I forgive you, but I'm not ready for a relationship. Maybe someday. Derek responded, I understand. I'll be here when you're ready. Whatever you want, sweetheart. Maybe someday they'd reconcile. Maybe not. But the anger was gone. They settled into their new life. Mia finished business school, started a nonprofit helping single parents. 10 years after Mia said, I need a husband by tomorrow, they renewed their vows. Everyone laughed through tears. After the ceremony, they celebrated with everyone who'd supported them. Friends from the diner, Ethan's teaching colleagues, Mia's nonprofit team. Your story is incredible, someone said. Our story is lucky, Mia corrected. We took a risk. It could have been a disaster. But it wasn't. Lily was starting college in the fall. Stanford, full scholarship, studying social work. I want to help people like Mom helps people, she'd said. David was thriving, loved school, played basketball, was a happy, well-adjusted kid. Ethan had written 3 best-selling novels, was working on his 4th. A real ceremony this time. Family, friends, Lily and David's wedding party. Mia's nonprofit had expanded to 12 cities, helped thousands of families. We've done well, Ethan said that evening, watching the sunset from their porch. We have. Sometimes I think about that day in the diner when you said you needed a husband. Oh, what do you think? That I almost said no, almost walked away. What if I had? You didn't. That's what matters. But what if? Then we would have lived different lives. Maybe happy, maybe not. But we wouldn't have this. Ethan pulled her close. I'm glad I said yes. 10 years ago, I was desperate, Mia said in her vows. Working at a diner, facing an impossible deadline. You stood up and saved me. Not just from losing money, from losing hope. Me too. They sat in comfortable silence. 10 years of marriage, 2 kids, a life built from desperation and luck. Do you ever regret it? Ethan asked. Your father's will? The crazy conditions? Never, because it brought me you. Without that will, we never would have met. I would have just been a customer at a diner. And I would have just been a waitress. We would have passed by each other, ships in the night. Instead, we built a life. A beautiful life. The next morning, Mia visited her father's grave. Did this every year on their anniversary. Hi, Dad. It's been 10 years. 10 years since your crazy will brought Ethan into my life. You showed me that love isn't always conventional. Sometimes it's 2 strangers making a crazy deal. Sometimes it's choosing each other every day for a decade. I choose you today, tomorrow, forever. I was angry at you for years for the conditions, for the control. But now I understand. You wanted me to have a partner, someone to share life with. You did that in the most unconventional way possible. But you did it. Ethan is my partner, my equal, my love. And we have 2 incredible kids, a life I never imagined. Thank you for being crazy enough to write that will, for forcing me to take a risk. It gave me everything. She left flowers, walked back to her car, where Ethan and the kids were waiting. Ready to go home? Ethan asked. Always. They drove home together. A family built from necessity, sustained by choice. That evening, Lily found an old photo. From their courthouse wedding, awkward, formal, strangers playing married. You both look terrified, she observed. Ethan's vows. 10 years ago, Lily reminded me that helping people matters. I said yes to a crazy plan and got the greatest gift of my life. You, our family, this beautiful chaos we've built. We were, Mia admitted. But you stayed. We stayed. Why? Mia and Ethan looked at each other, then at Lily. Because sometimes the best things in life come from the scariest decisions, Ethan said. And because I reminded you to help people, Lily added with a grin. That too. David climbed onto Mia's lap. Tell the story again, about how you and Dad met. Mia smiled. Again, you're my partner, my best friend, the mother of my children. Thank you for being desperate enough to ask and brave enough to stay. It's a good story. So Mia told the story about the diner, the deadline, the desperate plea, about Ethan standing up and saying 4 words, I'll marry you, about building a life from a business arrangement, about choosing love every single day. That's the best story ever, David declared. It is a pretty good story, Lily agreed. Ethan pulled Mia close. It's our story. The best story, Mia corrected, because it's true. 10 years ago, Mia had needed a husband by tomorrow. Lily and David insisted on their own vows. She'd found so much more. A partner, a family, a life. All because one single dad was crazy enough to stand up and brave enough to stay. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to VML Stories for more tales of unlikely beginnings, brave choices, and love that grows from the most unexpected places. Hit that like button, drop a comment sharing your thoughts, and share this with someone who needs to remember that sometimes desperation leads to destiny. Because sometimes the craziest decisions lead to the most beautiful lives. See you in the next story. Lily. 10 years ago, I was 6. I didn't understand what was happening. Now I'm 16 and I understand everything. Mia became my mom through choice, not biology. That makes her even more special. Thank you for choosing us. David, and I'm 8. I don't remember a time without Mom. She's just Mom, and I love her. Also, can we have cake now?